What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Dummy Wormy. I'm coming at you with another video, and today we're going over an indie game that's still in early access, as they have apparently been receiving harassment from the wonderful, glorious game Mafia. So we come over here to Niche Gamer. Soul2 developer faces harassment for not adding LGBT plus romance. Now this all comes in the wake of a brand new update for the game called the Family Update. In this particular update, you are allowed to marry other NPCs, have a family, give birth, build a legacy. Kind of makes sense for a medieval fantasy game that's top-down adventure based on dialogue. Essentially, because the whole premise of the family aspect is build a legacy, you know, you need a mama and a dada to go do that so they can have the stork come down and deliver a baby. Fun fact, they even say the babies are given to you by a stork. It's an inside joke. Obviously, the game's not trying to be way too graphic in the detail of how the children are developed, but hey, it's okay. Well, because of that, the game Mafia has decided to come down upon it and try to cancel the game and the developer. And the developer decided to stand his ground in the wake of this cancellation campaign. Soul2 developer refuses to cater to the LGBTQ plus mob trying to cancel the game. There's nothing to fear from the oppressive mob trying to force their ideology. And that's the way to handle this. Don't kneel before these freaks. And as I was doing research for this video, a lot of these people were going around saying that the way he was acting online was just abhorrent and so bigoted and anti-gay when they began a harassment campaign against him, and honestly doing this thing that they like to accuse us of doing called review bombing. But when you start scrolling through this, you can see what actually went down. On August 15th, Sermowski shared an update titled Married with Children, where he revealed, I have the first of two parts of the family feature where you can start your new family and your settlement, marry someone to move to your town and family, and have children with them. He continued, by having your own family, you can also start working at your building as another way to generate wealth, train your potential, or just progress the world by a couple of years while ensuring your legacy lives on after your inevitable doom. That's a good way to do it. I have no problem with that. Interesting concept. You build a whole family, your offspring moves on, generates wealth, becomes more capable, what have you. Interesting concept. I actually don't mind. Well, you end up getting this very obvious gay ops actor coming on in because it's very interesting what happens after this whole back and forth. In the discussion section on the update, Steam user Subaru Imperza questioned, hey Artur, thank you for your hard work. I'm a queer fan of your game and wanted to ask if same-sex relationships would be possible in future updates. I know other devs, like the ones who made Medieval Dynasty, said they considered it too late to put it in the game. I just wanted to see if it was something on your radar or if it would be safe for you to implement in the future. I have a hard time believing that this person was an actual fan of the game, an actual person that wanted to play the game, because it's very odd to just come out and say this stuff. Granted, though, we're dealing with a bunch of weirdos and freaks, part of the game Mafia and all that stuff, so obviously they always have to say, I'm a queer fan of your game. Are you gonna put LGBTQ marriages and same-sex marriages and blah, blah, blah? I kind of find it hard to believe that you're an actual fan, but you get the dev actually coming out and just making an all-around decent point. The main purpose of the family system is to create a legacy through children, and given our limited ways to interact with NPCs, I don't think there's a good way to represent relationships, so I don't plan to expand that right now. Simple enough. He just can't do it. The main system is just build children. Interactions with NPCs is a little difficult right now, so I don't really have any plans for this in the future. Okay. More extended interactions were something that more players wished was a bigger focus on the game, but unfortunately, it would take a long time and probably the removal of the conversations and dialogue system to turn Soul Lasher 2 into The Sims, as well as the other games I'm already trying to mix, he noted. Samowski concluded, "We're gonna have to see if I ever get excited about it, but right now, I'm too pumped to go to war to delay it any further." Now, other aspects to what he said here, it's just a little too complicated right now. I have to work through the whole conversation system. I have to work through dialogue trees. I have to build this out a whole lot further. This game's still in early access, so we're going one step at a time. Simple enough to have to say that. Don't know how big this guy's dev team is, but hey, I find this response to be very calm, cool, and collected with a little cheekiness there towards the end, which I don't mind being a little cheeky here or there. Well, because of this response, the gay Mafia decided it was a smart idea to review bomb the game. Beginning on August 22nd, a number of LGBTQ plus activists began posting negative reviews of the game, given Smirkowski indicated he would not include disordered LGBTQ plus relationship in the game. Because this one game would not bend the knee to this mob, would not bend to the Mafia, they began a negative review bombing campaign. Almost like they always do what they accuse us of doing. The reviews began when 2023 Subaru Imperza wrote, "Wait a minute, you mean the person who initiated all this began the negative review bombing campaign? Huh. Almost like they were never actually a fan. But we'll see what they had to say, shall we? Developer banned me from the Soul Lash 2 community for asking him to implement same-sex marriage in the same way he implemented heterosexual relationships." I have not seen any real evidence to say that this person has been banned. I've been all over Twitter, all over articles. This is the first place that they say that they were banned. Everybody tried to parrot it after the fact. I don't see any evidence of that being the case. And if they were banned, I think it was probably justifiably so, considering it does look like this person was an activist and trying to instigate harassment campaign. This user then claimed he enabled his community to harass me with homophobic rhetoric, which they still do to this very day. Can't recommend supporting this game with a clear stance by the dev and his community against the LGBTQ player base. I have not seen any evidence of harassment. I have not seen any evidence of any of this going on. This is just claims by a sad individual who just wants to stir up bullcrap. Addendum. I'm disappointed in the route the developer is currently taking, trying to spin the narrative of an organized gay review bomb when the reality is he destroyed his community for money and replaced them with people with hate in their hearts without a second thought to the people he might hurt in doing so. Do better, Arthur. I can't believe people are actually like this sometimes. It's very shocking to see people so open and brazen about the fact that they started all this. Like, you are the first negative reviewer to comment about any of this. This is very obvious that you started all this. You're the one that brought it up. You began the negative review bombing campaign. And yes, there's a gay negative review bombing campaign because there's more evidence of it with more people mentioning it. We'll just go through one more because these people are nuts, and then I'll show you more of them over on Steam. Salty Snow wrote, "I had high hopes for the future development of this game, as it appears to have great potential. Unfortunately, I can't recommend to support this game while its developer is signaling racist and anti-LGBT politics in his design choices." Oh, now he's racist. Okay. "It seems to me fairly simple to unlock the marriage system to allow players to form interracial or same-sex marriages with NPCs," the user added. There need not be any restrictions on the player's freedom to develop our worlds the way we like, and implementing this as a hard-coded restriction is a clear statement of catering towards the biases or preferences of a certain section of the player base to the exclusion of others. Nowhere have I seen any evidence that this dude was locking out interracial marriages. And at the same time, his main reason for not doing it was because it's just not possible or feasible right now. I'm trying to focus in on other areas first and not this whole chaos right now, mainly due to dialogue options. And it also doesn't seem like he really wants to do this either. Like, it's a very simple statement, but you guys decided to freak out over it, and now you're accusing him of racist, let alone being homophobic. Wow, these people are just next level insane. This in-universe explanation for birth is stated to be delivered by Stork. This indicates a more fantastical representation of reproduction, not one based on hard biological facts. How do these people exist? Like, seriously, how do these people function? How many times have you heard somebody say, well, you were delivered by a stork, they came by stork, they were this by stork, blah, 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 blah. It used to be just a dumb joke in kids' cartoons to say that's where babies come from because kids weren't adult enough to understand where babies truly come from. So when you put it in a game, that's just you saying, hey, they were delivered by a stork to, signify where they actually come from. How do you do this? Do you function normally? How does brain work? Therefore, it would be trivial to allow same-sex couples to also receive stork babies. It would similarly be trivial to allow interracial couples to receive stork babies corresponding to the race of either parent. These types of marriages don't need to be represented automatically by the simulation. It does not require the introduction of adoption or surrogacy system. All it would take is allowing players to choose any spouse they like with no additional consequences. Planting their feet on this choice is a clear middle finger to the LGBTQ player base and to anyone who wants to create their soul-lash worlds the way they want. Update: I have reached out to Arthur to try and reach an understanding, and this prompted him to go on an unhinged nationalistic rant on Twitter against the degenerate race mixers and queers. So at least now we know for sure, people, because I saw what he was talking about online. I have evidence to talk about what he was actually going for online. And none of what he said is what this person is pointing out. This is an obvious gay ops tactic in which they're just hating this game because Artur decided, no, I'm not going to put same-sex marriages in the game right now. Is it okay to have one game not catered to you guys? Apparently not. Carmel also posted hardcoring marriages to be exclusive heterosexual so that modders can't even add same-sex marriage is really weird, man. This whole hardcore thing, it actually got debunked by the guy saying, no, I'm not hardcoring anything like that. That's a all-out lie. The server is this specific way. I just can't allow modders to do anything. That's the reality. This is based on how the server's set up, nothing else. So yeah, they're just making up bullcrap. Are we really shocked that these freaks make up bullcrap all over the place? But they continued because I'm serious, guys. This is a real one from somebody just a little bit ago. Dev sucks, but Steam users think it's funny to back literal homophobes. In response to, can we have gay marriage? The response was, you guys just want to boink everything and have mutant babies. Real talk. It's a middling roguelike. As a traditional roguelike connoisseur, I picked up this game and it's okay, but there's millions of better classic roguelikes with cooler devs that are cheaper, have more content, and more interesting worlds than Tolkien again for the 50th time. These people exist. These people are real. But I actually, I think right here is the tweet he's responding to. Fine, call me intolerant, but I can't understand a person who looks at this screen and thinks I must boink everything that moves and have mutant babies. And please, I don't need to understand live and let live. And you know, you come over here to the actual post to see what he posted. Um, boot, person with green hair, red-haired guy who might be the main character, but chest, mushroom. How is this insensitive? It's a joke. He's making fun of you. He's standing up to you and not letting you guys cancel him. And he got support while you guys were leading a truly negative hate campaign. Because, by the way, it took me a while to dig through all the negative comments to actually start finding like legitimate ones that are all about this whole gay stuff. So you're not even capable to do that. But all you had to do was not implement unnecessary checks for stuff that doesn't need to be restricted. Instead, you showed your butt trying to hide your anti-LGBT views. Good work. Unsub from Patreon. Next time you make a game, don't implement anti-features. You'll get rightly called on. Can the guy not make a game the way he wants to make the game? This is his game. This is his project. He is making it the way he wants to make it. And because he doesn't bend to your will, you guys decided to go on a hate campaign and attack him for it. And well, you guys ended up actually helping him. He made a bunch of money. He actually made a bunch of actual like good projects. And he pointed something interesting out, because we'll come over here, because I've gone through his whole entire like Twitter account. Really good. I don't see anything bad this guy did, but he was poking the bear a lot because you guys are freaks. And it's fun to poke you guys sometimes. But he ended up having this dude, okay? Having this weird guy come out and make some statements. Dev adds marriage and children to his game. LGBTQ folks respectfully ask for possible same-sex marriage. Dev blows a gasket and bans them. No evidence of that. LGBTQ folks leave a few reviews. Dev goes full mask off with his hate. Hate to see it, but also good riddance. What's his example of hate? What's Wanderbot's example of hate? My grandparents survived the Yahtzees. My parents endured communism. I had to live through religious oppression since the age of 10, and now some spoiled brats think I'll bend my knee to the rainbow flag, or else they'll type some words. I already have a flag I'm proud of. This is full mask off with hate? This is just him saying, you guys are trying to attack me. He's calling you guys what you truly are. Yahtzees and commies. He's calling you out. He knows who you are. He's talking about his life through Poland and where he grew up and what he's a part of and what he identifies as, being based as all hell, and is pointing out how awful you are. How does this not connect with you? But you see, Wanderbot here, you do realize Yahtzees and communists hunted down and killed gay people, right? The persecution you and your family faced are real. I don't want to discount that, but don't use the pain to justify discriminating against people who face the exact same persecution. No! What he's saying is you guys are trying to oppress him. He's calling you out. He's calling your kind out because you're being idiotic and trying to force him to bend to your will. And it's so shocking to see that these people can't, it doesn't click in their heads. It's so amazing to see the inability to actually recognize what is going on here and what he's saying. He's calling you out. He's calling you the Nazi. He's calling you the commie, because that's what you are. You are far leftist, authoritarian freaks that demand everybody bends to your will and caters to your own beliefs. And fun fact, if you don't fit in their nice little cubbies and stuff, you're the bad guy. You're the pariah. They'll attack you. Fun fact, I ain't the straightest guy out there. And I have no problem playing a game where same-sex relationships don't happen because I don't like the world bending to my will. I don't want the world to bend around me. It's not the end of the world, but these people, if you don't bend to them, if you don't submit to them, you are the problem. You are the freak. You are the bad guy. That's how they think. That's how they interact. They are disturbing authoritarian freaks. No different than the actual Nazis, and most of them actually do prioritize communist values. They're authoritarians. End of discussion. Well, you get Artur responding because obviously he likes to play with his food a lot. I could respect that. Can't reply anymore. The spoiled brat is scared of pushback. He wrote later that he had no context, but quickly added plenty to my first tweet. 0 time spent on verification. His tweet is approaching 3 million views, but he has no backbone to defend his hate-including take. And he gets one last dig in. And God, I love this dude. I no longer care about context if that's a person's reaction, especially since he went on to claim a harassment campaign but has only showed polite responses and negative reviews. I literally don't have the context. We have this one. You come back here to all these that are saying that he's an awful human being for being against the gay marriages in his game. I mean, we have example after example, so you're just being disingenuous at this point. But I'm so happy to see this dude stand up to these freaks, to see this dude succeed, because on top of, all the negative stuff, if I scroll back up here to the actual system to see how the reviews are, if I go all, positive, 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 positive. Like, it takes forever just to find a single negative review. And even when it comes to the negative review, it's only about balance issues, not liking the game outright, just having issues with the game, actually discussing the game. And then it's more positives. Then you get another negative, and okay, this is not a negative review. It's straight in the midline. Most of the people that are reviewing this game now are talking about the game or coming in to show actual support for the game and the developer. I love it when this happens. I love seeing these freaks fail because at one point in time, they had actual power. At one point in time, when they went on their legitimate negative review bombing campaigns, that would see the end of somebody. People would get canceled all over the place. People were suffering. People were being treated like garbage by these people. And what do we see now? We see when these people come out to try to cancel somebody, they finally get pushed back. And when you stand up to this crazy mob and say no to them, you get support. You get all sorts of praise. You get all sorts of good things happening, because these people are psychopaths that would never support your game to begin with. And all the people that would actually want to give you money, support your game, and be a part of your community, they're going to come out and say, hey, I see what they're doing here. Here's money. I want to play this game. I want to check it out. I want to talk about it. Let's see how it is. Maybe I like it. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm one of the middling reviews. Maybe I'm one of the guys who does a negative review because I have criticism of the game. That's good. That's what people want. And that's what people are gonna actually promote. That's the best part about this. They failed so miserably that this dude's just on another level. But that shows you, don't let these guys cancel you. Don't let these guys break your spirit. Stand up to them and tell them to kiss your bum, and you'll be perfectly fine. But I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Let me get your guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with friends, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video go live, guys. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye for now.